All right, everyone. Welcome to our team call tonight. We are so excited to come to you this evening because we are going to be announcing one of our biggest events of the year that we host as combined jewels in your upline. We just finished with our Senior Gold Retreat. You may have seen our pictures on social media, or maybe you've heard about it from others. But our Senior Gold Retreat was in Heber, Utah, in the mountains. We escaped a fiery death of evacuation. Our first location was literally about to burn down, and when two fire marshals knocked on the door, we decided to play it safe, pack up our stuff, and go set up ship somewhere else, which sounds maybe easier than it actually was, but thanks to many hands making the work light and fast thinking and booking on Brooke Hemingway's part, we found a new location and had a great event there. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do we need these extra retreats? We do a Senior Gold Retreat once a year in August, and we do a Ruby Retreat in February. Senior Gold Retreat was amazing. Ruby Retreat is like kicking it up a notch like you've never seen before, because we do our Ruby Retreat in the islands of Hawaii. Did I say it right? I hope I said it right. The W is a V, correct? Okay. So what we did last year was we had our first annual Ruby Retreat on the island of Kauai, where Brooke Hemingway lives. And this year, we are going to be switching islands. We are island hopping. We will actually be doing this every year, a new Hawaiian island. We call this Tour of Hawaii, Ruby Retreat. So each year we go to a different island and we rotate. For the Emerald Extravaganza qualification, when you earn that with Plexus, that's on Maui. So you'll never see us go to Maui because that is sacred to Emerald trip. But you will see us rotating between Kauai, Oahu, and Kona, otherwise known as the Big Island. So many fun activities we have planned for you. This year we will be on the island of Oahu, but not just Oahu. We will be on the north shore of Oahu, which in my opinion is a little bit fancier than just Oahu. It's going to be an event like nothing other. And if you weren't on our team last year to hear about this event, Christy Jex is going to tell you a little bit about her experience there, and also talk about why we do these retreats. Why would we do a Senior Gold Retreat in August? Why would we do a Ruby Retreat in February? So Christy, maybe you could share a little bit about why we do these for our teams, why they're so important to us and our culture, and what your experience was there.
Okay, can you hear me? Awesome. Okay, you guys, I'm excited to see your faces and connect with all of you. It's my favorite thing in the world. And I'm excited to talk to you about Ruby Retreat because if I'm being really honest, 2 years ago, when they talked about Ruby Retreat, I was like, oh, I'm doing that. I'm doing it anyway. Like I was going to do Ruby by then anyway, but it just was like that reinforces. It was like, yep. And that's why our team's amazing, because Plexus spoils us by hitting Ruby, because that's full-time income. It starts to be more of a full-time income. And then our team spoils us with Ruby because we make it so much more fun to do this, right? And that's what you're going to find on this team. We always have a really beautiful shiny carrot that we're dangling, right? I need a carrot. Brooke needs carrots. Emily needs carrots. Everybody on this call needs carrots. Those can look like your why. They can be the trips, the retreats. It can be the paycheck. We're all motivated by something. It's your why. It's my purpose. That's part of the carrot that dangles. And this is just another way to inspire you to step up and take action every single day. This is not meant to be something where you go all out for 1 month and you go, I'm going to get Ruby Retreat. I'm going to go crazy and just sponsor tons of people this month. And then after that, I'll just kind of sit back. This is designed for you to teach you how to be a consistent leader, how to show up as a leader. That's what we're designing this all around. And that's the purpose of this. So I want to tell you a little bit about what my experience 2 years ago and then last year. So 2 years ago, I was just getting started when this was announced. Like legitimately, I think I was like I was gold, senior gold when they announced this. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make it happen. I don't know what I'm doing to make it happen. And I drew my line in the sand and I said, I'm making it happen. Like, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to work every single day consistently. I'm not going to work myself to death. I'm still going to enjoy my family. I'm still going to take care of myself. I'm not going to be totally crazy out of balance, but I'm going to show up every single day when it's hard. Like I was talking about on my accountability calls today, golditis is when you feel like no one's going to do this with you and everybody's quitting, right? How many of you have felt senior golditis, where you feel like nobody really wants to build this with me? I'm the only person that wants to build my team. I was there. I was there when they announced this, but my faith was so big. I was like, I don't know who's joining me, and I have chills even talking about it. I don't know who you are yet, but you're joining me, and I know that there's people out there that are going to do this with me. And that commitment of saying that and selling out and drawing your line in the sand and saying, this is what I'm doing, here's my commitment, is going to be the first step to make it happen. Guess who joined me like a month later? The beautiful Dr. Kim joined me. She did not join me until I drew my line in the sand and I said, I'm committed, I'm doing this. So if you are still like, I'm in senior golditis and you feel like everybody's quitting and no one wants to do this with you, make a decision that you're going to be there. Do what it takes, draw your line in the sand, and make that commitment to show up every single day. When nobody would know if you don't, you have your plexus time in your planner, and you're like, okay, at 1 o'clock, I'm going to have 2 hours, and I'm going to go balls to the wall, and I'm going to be intentional. And that 1 o'clock comes around, and you're like, oh, it would be really fun just to kind of go to lunch and just, nobody would know if I didn't do my plexus time. Be committed to yourself. Draw your line in the sand and show up in those moments when nobody would know if you didn't. Go downstairs, put your computer there, drum shiz up, like dig in every day, and you can make this happen. So what this has done for me, what I would say is Ruby is when I started to feel like, okay, this is full-time income. I'm making full-time income working part-time hours. So I want you to decide, what is it going to do for your family? Okay, you're going to get an awesome trip. You're going to have training. You're going to be bonding with these amazing leaders. You're going to be spoiled rotten. But what is it going to do for your family? What is hitting this trip going to do for your family? Get out your notebook right here, right now. Start writing out, what is it going to do for your family to hit Ruby by December 31st? Start to get really clear on your vision of what that's going to do for your family, the blessing it's going to be, the financial benefit it's going to be. Hook your anchor to that. Get your big old heavy anchor that's metal, like the big ones that boats have that are just like so heavy they could kill someone. Get that anchor and go like this and go, whoosh, hook it on to Ruby Retreat and say, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going after. I'm committed. I'm sold out because this is what it's going to do for my family. I get to go on this amazing trip so that those days at 1 o'clock when your time rolls around, you say, heck yes, I'm doing my plexus time because look at this paper. I just wrote out what it's going to do for my family, and I'm committed to that, and I'm going to show up. And then every single day, you show up, and you keep putting one foot in front of the other. Okay, the last thing I want to say, submit to the process, okay? Roller coaster ride, yes. You're going to have days where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. How do I even get paid for this? And you're going to have other days where you're like, if I have to say the word plexus one more time, I'm going to pull my hair out, right? That's part of the ride. Don't get off the roller coaster. Put your hands up and enjoy the ride. Don't think that you're so picked on when people quit on you. Everybody has that happen. But as you submit to the process and you just submit to the ride and enjoy the ride, it's going to be more fun. You're going to stay committed and you're going to make it happen. So that's what I would say. I love it. Ruby Retreat was so much fun, you guys. It is like girls' night times a bazillion because you're in this beautiful place with uplifting, inspiring women. And it is amazing. Do what you have to do to get there. It's going to be so worth it.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Christy. I'm seeing Hannah mic drop in the comments over here. So we can just end the call right now, right? Like we're good because Christy she wrapped it up really nice with a big old bow on top. That is so awesome, Christy. Okay, so if that didn't convince you that this is a place where you want to be, I'm going to introduce you next to one of our earners last year who you know as Chels. And she earned it, but she was unable to attend because she was like gonna have a baby or something lame like that. I don't even know. So I'm gonna let Chels tell you the story and how she felt not being able to be there, because I think sometimes you maybe see these things and you're like, oh, these girls are going on a trip. They're just going on a trip. And then you see the behind the scenes and you're like, oh my gosh, these girls are on a trip and they brought in a yoga professional. Like when we had Ruby Retreat last year, we brought in masseuses, facial artists, pedicure people, manicure people, and they legit set up massage tables on the porch with the ocean waves going. And we make this a massive treat you like queens event. And so Chelsea, I remember sending me a message when I was Instagramming the house, and I'll never forget the message that I got from her when she was realizing, holy crap, these chicks are for real. So Chelsea, where are you at, girl? Will you kind of talk a little bit about it, about your experience watching from home? And we were so sad, even though you earned it, that you couldn't be there. And Lil Crosby was so worth it. Where's Chelsea?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, girl.
Okay, so I was like, I don't know, 59 weeks pregnant at the time or something like that. No, I was really like 34 weeks pregnant, but I had something called placental lakes that my doctor was keeping an eye on. Hey. And so I had to have monthly ultrasounds, and so I couldn't go. Hey, can you go talk to Dad, please? Sorry. So anyway, I couldn't go, and I was also the size of a house, so it was fine. But this little guy, say hello. He's 5 months now. He was so worth it. So Ruby Retreat was one of those things that I was super excited to earn. I double ranked Senior Gold Ruby at the end of last July 2017. And then Ruby Retreat happened in February. And in February, like right after you guys all got back from Ruby Retreat, I ranked Senior Ruby. And then in May, I ranked Emerald. And I was really bummed to have not been able to go. For number one, I've never been to Hawaii ever in my whole life. So the fact that my husband and I are going in 2 weeks, like all paid for by Plexus, like all of that, like I am like a little schoolgirl, you guys. I am so excited. I've been lots of other places, but I have never been to Hawaii. So I'm so excited. So earning that trip was exciting, although I knew going into it, I knew that I couldn't go because I knew I would have been, 17 years pregnant and that I wouldn't be able to go. But I was bummed. I knew like all the planning that was going into it, and I was bummed to not be able to be there. But Emily came home and sent me like some macadamia nut chocolates, although I couldn't eat those because I'm allergic to nuts. I remember that. Yeah, I couldn't eat those. My family ate them.
It was just a short lapse in judgment. It was a gesture that counted.
My family ate them. It was the gesture. And I got a hat. And anyway, she sent me like some swag that was awesome. And I was just so blown away to even get that they like remembered that I earned it, but I wasn't there. But, and you guys, I keep hearing about from all of the ladies, the man named Kyle. Yes, Kyle, the masseuse that was apparently like,
oh, you guys,
them, but in the best way. So
Kyle, we will never ever forget you. We tried to fly him out to Orlando for convention, you guys, and he couldn't come. But I have not stopped dreaming about him with all the love in my heart that I have for my husband. And if you knew, raise your hand if Kyle massaged you in Hawaii with his 6 arms. I know that Kirsten and Natalie, and there were others. You guys, we pull out all the stops. And if I can find a way to get Kyle to Oahu, I will. I will do my darndest. Because
I can find a way.
Yeah, we need Kyle for sure. He has to be a normal, regular attendee to our Ruby retreat, I think. Okay. So
at 34 weeks, though, pregnant, I could have totally used Kyle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I couldn't even, like, reach back to wash it. But anyway.
Chelsea, so tell me, when you first saw how we had the house set up, how we had all the, like, swag out for everyone, were you surprised at how, like, detailed we were with the event?
Well, looking back on it now, being involved in the Senior Gold Retreat planning, no, I'm not surprised because we go balls to the walls with these kinds of things, you guys. But that house and everything, like, I was blown away. I was so blown away. And one thing that I want you guys to know is we have these events set up as benchmarks for you to reach your goals, to reach your goal of being an Emerald by convention. We have these in place. So, like, Senior Gold Retreat for you to be Senior Gold by this point. Ruby Retreat for you to be Ruby by this point, which will then push you right into Emerald.
Do I need to take
Yeah, take him. Oh, no, take him. Which will then put you right into convention by May. So I want you guys to think, like, even if you can't come, even if you've got, like, a wedding or something else already planned, a pregnancy, you know what I mean? Even if you know you're not going to be there, you need to still follow along with those benchmarks to be able to achieve. Because ultimately, my ultimate goal was not just me being at Ruby Retreat. My ultimate goal was me being on that damn stage at convention in Orlando. That was my goal. And I knew that getting there, obviously I had to go through Ruby to get there. I mean, well, I already was Ruby, but I had to go through Senior Ruby to get there. And you know what I mean, you guys? So, like, these are benchmarks. Use these benchmarks and let them help you get to your goals. So, yeah, there are these fun retreats along the way that we spoil you and we love on you and we bring Kyle with the 6 arms, which seriously intrigues me. But that's just part of the fun, you know?
Thank you, Chelsea. And we are going to set you up with Kyle. It's going to be amazing. And you're going to sit up after and be like, where are all of your arms? Because
Mom.
I'm embarrassing myself now. But if you've had Kyle before, you know, you get it. There's no judgment from you. I know this. Okay. So we're going to turn the time over to Brooke Hemingway now, and she is going to share to you how exactly and what you have to do to earn your spot there with us on the North Shore of Oahu with Kyle and his 6 hands. He's a masseuse.
Wow.
He is a masseuse, and he's very professional, and there's nothing weird or awkward going on. And I've
nothing weird
now, and I'm sorry.
Totally PG. This is a PG retreat. But anyways, guys, this is really an amazing opportunity for you because, like Chelsea said, we designed these things as benchmarks for you. Senior Gold Retreat was designed as a benchmark that if you reached that point, we knew that you would be on track to be able to set yourself up to become a Ruby. Now, I want to give you a little bit of perspective as well, though. If you are sitting at Silver or you're sitting at Gold, you're probably thinking Ruby is so far away. There's no way I could be a Ruby by December 31st. But I just want to give you a little bit of perspective. On my journey, I was a Gold ambassador in December, and I was a Ruby ambassador in February. 2 months' time. Lots of work, lots of growth, lots of focus to do that. But you can go from being a Gold ambassador to a Ruby ambassador in 2 months. Absolutely. I was a Silver ambassador the month before I was a Gold ambassador. So it is possible for anybody to earn this retreat. It won't happen through osmosis. And if you are someone that is so dead set on earning this retreat and you need some accountability, I want you to reach out to your Jewel upline and I want you to tell them, I am going to be there no matter what it takes. put me in an accountability call, put me in an accountability group. This is something I am determined to earn. And if you're serious and you're gung-ho, they're going to work with you, because as your jewel uplines, we love to see you succeed, but we also have to spend our time on people that really mean it. And it's not because we don't love everyone, because we really do, but we have to focus our attention on those people that are really serious and really going to be coachable and want to do the things that they can do to get to these specific benchmarks. And so if you need that accountability, you need that guidance, you need that coaching, reach out to your jewel upline and tell them that you are drawing your line in the sand and you have put your big fat anchor down, like Christy said, and you're going to be there. So here is what it takes to earn Ruby Retreat. You guys got a pen and a pencil? You're going to write this down. We don't make it impossible, guys, but there are certain qualifications, because we know that when you achieve these qualifications, you are building a team in a smart way that is going to create duplication and is going to create massive growth and momentum. These are all things that we do in our practice. And so to earn Ruby Retreat, you need to achieve the rank of Ruby by December 31st. If it's your first time and you have not achieved that rank yet, you need to achieve that rank by December 31st. In addition to that, you need to sponsor nine level 1 ambassadors. You have 4 months to sponsor 9 ambassadors. That's not even going silver every single month, which is what we preach to you guys. So we're kind of giving you like a little bit of flexibility, because we know sometimes you have a slow month and things didn't go quite the way. And, maybe 1 month you sponsor 5, the next month you sponsor 2, the next month you do 3. We're just saying 9 level 1 ambassadors between September 1st and December 31st. Of course, they have to have a welcome pack when they sign up and have their subscription on. Obviously, if they join in September and they've got it off by December, there's nothing you can do about that. But we want to practice good. We want to have good practices for signing people up. The next thing is you need to develop 2 level 1 silvers. For Senior Gold Retreat, it was 1 level 1 silver. But guys, you are coming to Hawaii. It's a little bit more expensive than going to Utah. So we're going to make you work just a little bit harder. But you have 4 months to develop 2 level 1 silvers. Now, this could be somebody that already has 1 or 2 ambassadors underneath them, and you just help them seal the deal, and you help them go silver. Okay, so 9 level 1 ambassadors that you personally sponsor, 2 that you develop to silver. It cannot be level 2 or level 3 or level 4 that you help develop to silver. Although we want you to do that, we know how important it is to develop level 1s to silver. Okay, now what if you were a Ruby, you already went Ruby like before this? You've gone Ruby since January 1st of this year. As long as you ranked Ruby from January 1st up until this point, you just need to meet the other requirements. So you need to develop 2 level 1 silvers and 9 personally sponsored ambassadors, and you get to come to Ruby Retreat. If you're somebody that earned Ruby Retreat last year, but maybe you've lost some points and you've fallen back a bit and things have just kind of been out of balance, you can earn Ruby Retreat again, but you need to get your points back up to 500 by December 31st, at least once between September 1st and December 31st. Get your points back up to 100, sponsor those 9 level 1 ambassadors and 2 level 1 silvers, and you get to come to Ruby Retreat as well. Now, we recognize that we are just, we're starting to learn how to do these big retreats for a lot of people. And we learned with the Senior Gold Retreat that we wanted to have some extra special spots for some rock stars, for people that, maybe they join in October, or they join this month, or they join in November, and they don't have time to get to Ruby, but they're hauling it. They're busting A. They're working really, really hard. They're super engaged, and they are committed. If you have somebody that joins and you want them to go all the way with you, and you tell them about Ruby Retreat, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to go to Hawaii in February. What do I need to do? If they personally sponsor 20 level 1 ambassadors and help 2 level 1s go silver, they automatically get to come to Ruby Retreat. We have 5 spots for people like this. 5 spots, first come, first serve. They sponsor 20 level 1 ambassadors and 2 level 1 silvers. Now, maybe that's you. Maybe you're a silver ambassador and you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to be Ruby by December 31st, but I'm not sure if I can get there by December 31st. And so you work your tail off. You sponsor 20 level 1s and 2 level 1 silvers. And maybe you get like halfway to Ruby. Guess what? If you're one of those first 5 spots to do that, you automatically get a spot at Ruby Retreat. So how awesome is that, guys? It really opens it up for anybody. This is anybody's retreat to earn.
You guys, I want you to really think about the potential this can be in your recruiting of business builders right now, because you can literally reach out to your friend and say, girl, do you want to be on the North Shore of Oahu with us in February? Because if so, let's get you started right now. Get you 20 level 1s, not 20 team members, 20 level 1s, and get 2 of them to silver. And if you're the first of 5 to achieve that, you get to come with us. So this is going to be a business recruiting tool for you like nothing we have ever offered before. This is retroactive back to September 1st. So any enrollments or silvers that you have achieved since September 1st, you are going back to that. I wanted to clarify that as well. And then Megan, they can be existing ambassadors. I know Brooke already answered that in the comments, but I wanted to say it on here as well. So who's excited? Show us. Oh, people are freaking out. Okay. So if you are someone and you're like, man, you are jazzed about this right now, and you are like, okay, but I need to find someone to work the business with me. And maybe this is not a skill that you have honed quite yet, which might be why Ruby seems just out of reach for you. So one of the things that we want to do tonight, just the next 15 to 20 minutes, what we are going to do is we are going to have a little intensive training on how to talk to people in person about the business. Because as Brooke and I were talking on our Jules thread with everyone this last week, we said, well, we usually talk to people about doing the business with us in person more than any other way. It's not really a message like, oh, hey girl, you want to do the business with me? Like, it's not that at all. It's not like, hey, I've got this amazing opportunity for you. You're going to want to do this business with me. Want to get started now. Like, that's not how we're approaching people about the business. And the way that we approach people is something that we want to train you on so that you can hear that conversation. So tonight, Brooke and I are going to share ways and verbiage that we use. And then we're also going to introduce you to a new ambassador on our team. Her name is Bev. And she is someone who has built her team to over 30 members strong without using social media at all. She has done everything in person. So I want you to hear, and she already has 5 people running with her, which is why her team is growing so quickly. So I wanted you to hear the ways that she is unashamedly going after her friends and bringing them on to run with her from the very beginning, so that whatever phase you are in, you can write down some of these phrases. This is what I do when I watch Bob Heilig calls, when I watch other calls by other leaders in the industry. If they're teaching me a skill, I write down their verbiage, and then when I go to use it, sometimes I'm looking at my notes, saying it, thinking this feels weird, this feels odd, but I'm going to say it because Bob said it works, and then I say it, and I get better at saying it over and over again. And you guys, these are this is the verbiage and the phrases. These are the phrases that I've been using to recruit my new runners in. So just taking some notes and really honing this skill and tweaking just a half a degree of what you're doing right now to a half a degree forward to what we're doing is going to make a big difference for you. So Brooke, do you want to talk a little bit about, do you want me to turn it over to Bev? Do you want to talk a little bit first about how you do it?
Yeah, I'll share a couple of things because just last week I had a couple of people that wanted to find out about the business. And the thing that we want you to understand too is that when you put this out there to people, you're not going to get 100% takers. It's not going to go amazing every time. It's just like the law of averages of anything. You're going to put the business opportunity out there. And the better you get, the more practice you have, the more yeses you're going to get, but you're going to suck at it at first. Like, I'm just going to put it out there. You're going to try a lot of different things and it's not going to be flawless in the beginning, but maybe these tips can help you. I think an important thing to remember is that people are not looking for an opportunity. Bob talks about this. They are looking for solutions. They want a solution to the problem that they have. So maybe their problem is they don't have enough money. Maybe they don't have enough time. Maybe they hate their job. Maybe they are in a bad marriage and they have nothing for themselves. Maybe they long to have friendships and connection and they're very isolated and they feel alone. People have needs and they're looking for solutions to their problems and they don't even always know that they're looking for a solution. But you have to be the one that recognizes Christy has a problem and I've got a solution. Sandy has a need and I've got a solution. And so when I recognize that need in someone, I sincerely and authentically reach out to them and I just put it out there. And so I'm just going to read to you out loud something I sent to one of my friends that I've been talking to a little bit on and off about Plexus throughout the years. She's tried the products. She believes in them, but she hasn't really ever wanted to do, we haven't ever talked about the business. But she is going through a change in her life and things are difficult. And I just said, I'm going to put it out there because as I'm reading your story, I'm like, she needs what I have and what I do. Jenny, you should really take a good look at what I do, the products, compensation plan, and flexibility. It's insanely amazing and has given us 100% freedom to do what we want to do as a family. And the lives it's changing are amazing. I have people from all walks of life doing this with me, and the women are rad and all about empowering one another. I've made more good, deep friendships over the past years than ever, and me and my sister get to do this together as well. We've got photographers, yoga instructors, moms, doctors, teachers, philanthropists, all kinds of people working this amazing business. Would you be open to meeting up for lunch one day? And let me just show you what this is, what it looks like, and how you could do this and live anywhere, even overseas, because she loves to travel. It might be worth just taking a look at so you can make an informed decision. That's it. I sent her that message, and right away she wrote back to me and said, absolutely. And so we had a great meeting last week for a couple of hours. So I saw a need, and I reached out to her authentically and said, girl, you just need to take a look at this. It wasn't like, let me sell you on my business. It was like, let me show you what this is so that you can take a look at it and make a good decision if this is right for you. Because I don't want to recruit people that this isn't a good fit for. And I want to recruit, I want to be the right fit for someone. And you want this to be the right fit for someone. And when they feel that you're just not trying to hook them and get them, and you want to see, is this a good fit for you? They are more open and receptive. That's just one example. So when I am talking to people and developing a relationship, I do a lot of listening and I ask a lot of questions. Get to know people, ask a lot of questions. That whole conversation stemmed from me reaching out and saying, hey, mama, how's it going? How's baby Maya? We haven't talked in a while. And she just purged all this stuff that was going on in her life just because I asked her, how she was doing. And I asked her some more questions and we came to this place where I thought, I've got to tell her about this. And see, the thing is, guys, a lot of you have had this impression and this feeling that you need to talk to somebody about the business, but you're scared. And you're just terrified to do it. And so you don't do it. And you had that feeling. And I want to tell you guys, if you are inspired to talk to somebody about the business, you are supposed to talk to them about the business. They may not say yes the first time. And guess what? This girl didn't say yes right away. But we've been talking back and forth. And she's like, please send me more information. I'm still sending her information. She might be one of those people that has to digest it for a while. And then she might decide to do it and be amazing. And maybe she'll never decide to do it, but it was a good experience nonetheless because I got more experience. simply talking about the business to somebody. And you have on your heart that you're thinking about that you need to talk about the business. I want to challenge you tonight to think about 3 people that you know could use the business, that it would be a solution to their problem. Not that they need the opportunity, but it would be a solution to something in their life. I want you to think about the characteristics about them that make them amazing and special and unique. And what about the business would be attractive to them? And then I want you to write up a message that you're going to send to them. And then I want you to send it. Maybe you're not going to send it tonight, but maybe by the end of the week, because without business builders, it will be a struggle to get to Ruby. And really, like Emily and Christy and Chelsea and Lee, and we'll all tell you, Ruby is just a few golds. You just need to have a few gold ambassadors underneath you. That's all Ruby is. It's developing a few golds, a bunch of silvers, and sponsoring yourself. You know how to get to silver. You already did it. So you can teach somebody else how to do it. You know how to get to gold if you're a gold ambassador. So guess what? You are qualified. You can teach somebody else how to get to gold. Okay? And there's one question. Yeah, I have it typed. I could share that.
Can you put that in the comments here, Brooke, just for everyone to look at? One of the things that I wanted to highlight about what Brooke did is she sent a message and ended it with an invitation to get together. If you don't live locally to someone, maybe you say, would you be free to talk on the phone about this? Because Zoom might be threatening for them. You know, even Bob Heilig says, like, a first exposure on a live video is oftentimes too intense for people. But some sort of an in-person, real life connection, whether you're meeting for lunch or you're calling them on the phone, but maybe you send the initial message in the way Brooke did. So if you could put that in the comments there, and then everyone just copy and paste it out, and then we can have that available somewhere that we decide.
And I did have a second one this week. The second one I did do via Zoom, but she was like a super outgoing kind of person, right? So you kind of have to read the person. If it's somebody that's like kind of a go-getter, and you can tell they're not going to be afraid to get on a Zoom, you can do that. So the second one I did on Zoom, face-to-face, because we're talking about talking to people face-to-face, right? That's what we're talking about tonight. So I wanted to get her face-to-face, but she lives in Canada. And that one, she is going for it. She's going to do the business. But if you have somebody that won't get on the phone, like Emily said, or on a Zoom, get on the phone. And like I said in the beginning, guys, it's going to be hard. Like in the beginning, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. You're going to get sweaty pits. It's like a new thing. But the more you do it, the more comfortable it is. And I don't see any other way. Like now, like I love to talk to people in person on the phone or face-to-face or on Zoom, because when you have that human connection, people are more likely to start.
It's so true. So I'm going to talk to you about how when you see someone out in person that you think, oh my gosh, that person would be great at the business, and maybe you don't even know them. And that person for me was Beverly Aston. Mackenzie had just started cheerleading, and I actually looked at cheer as a way that I was like, this is going to be my untouched plexus land. I'm not going to talk about plexus here. It's where I'm just going to be Emily, not Emily plexus. And so, but that first day, I will never forget Bev just waltzing right in. And I was like, oh my gosh, but she's going to be a diamond one day. And I was like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. I just want to be this woman's friend, because she was electric. You know, that type of person. She walked in. I thought she had been in the cheer gym for years because she was so friendly with everyone. I literally thought, this woman knows everyone. She didn't know anyone. She was just as new as me. She walked in telling her whole life story. Hi, how are you? Tell me about your life, girl. Like, she was just friendly with everyone. And as I got to know her, well, first of all, I didn't say, oh my gosh, you need to do plexus with me. I didn't bring that up at all. I thought, I just want to be friends with this woman because she is so amazing. And so We sat by each other every single time that our daughters were at cheer. We talked about how we loved cooking. We talked about the places we had traveled. We talked about her life. We talked about my life. We talked about everyone's lives around us. And I got to know her. She also told me how she wanted to start a business, a clothing business that would require her to have clothes all over her house, not an MLM. She was going to just do it the conventional way, as some other girls in our cheer friendship community have done and been very, very successful. Maybe you're familiar with Jane.com. That's one of our friends who has done amazing with her small business. And I listened, I listened to the women talk about how they got started and the time and the resources and the energy. And I sat there and just like Brooke said, I thought, I have something that she needs, but I just felt like I wanted to build that relationship more. And so then finally, there was a point after 2 or 3 months of relationship building where it came up that I had been to the Bahamas for work. And what did I actually do? And while I worked for Plexus, because man, it got rid of my mood issues and I was sleeping better. And oh, by the way, I also lost 40 pounds. And then it was like, wait, what? You lost weight? I need whatever you're drinking to lose weight. And the conversation began. And then I said, oh my gosh, just sitting next to each other in a private moment, I said, Bev, but you would be great at what I do. And she said, no. And I said, yes. You're already looking for a business, but Plexus will do it all for you. You don't have to have merchandise. You don't have to deal with returns. You don't have to ship. You don't have to have stuff all over your house. And it's $35 to start a business, which you already want to do. I knew these things because I listened and bonded and connected with her the whole time we were building our relationship. And so I'm going to let Bev tell you the rest of the story here, because what she did was something I had never seen anyone do before in researching Plexus. And it made me think, oh my gosh, this might be for real. So Bev, I'm going to unmute you.
Okay. Hi, guys.
There's Bev. Take it away, sister.
Hi, you guys. First of all, I just want to say I am so impressed with how young all of the women in Plexus are and how amazingly successful and unashamed they are about sharing the business, their life, and wanting to help others. And so when Emily, I'm a little mad at you that you didn't talk to me faster than you talked to me, because I was looking, I have several businesses, and my husband and I have had lots of businesses, and I'm not really in need of financial work for finances right now, but I wanted to do something different. And I'm such a people person. I love people, all walks of life. I just love people. And one of my biggest passions is humanitarian work. And I do a ton of humanitarian work. That is what I'm passionate about. Most passionate about is helping others. So when Emily was telling me about Plexus, I thought, I've struggled with my weight my whole life. Anyone who knows me knows Bev has been on the roller coaster of up and down weight her whole life. And my mother passed away about a year ago. And so it was a real big year for me in trying to downscale my life a little bit and just focus on relationships and people. When someone passes away, that becomes the most important part of your life, is connecting with people, helping people. And I feel like sharing the gospel of Plexus is amazing, because you're not only helping people feel better and look better, but you're also offering people another source of income, or people a first source of income. So for me, immediately, I'm a driven person with financial businesses. And so immediately when I talked to Emily, I went right home. I bought a book that's called The 4-Year Career on Network Marketing. I read that book over the weekend. I researched Plexus and saw that it was one of the top MLMs in the country. Best compensation plan, 50%, which is really actually unheard of in network marketing. If how many people do you know that have a supply of stash and never make any money, or if they do, it's just grinding all the time. So I researched the company. I researched Emily a little bit. You might not have known that, Emily, but I looked up Emily a little bit. And then I thought, this really is what I'm looking for right now. And if any of you believe in prayer and the power of prayer, I was searching for something that I wanted to further my humanity. I needed some more money for my humanitarian projects. And I'm a natural people. Let's do this as a team. Let's do this together. And so Emily cringed at my first sip and see when everybody was at my house. And and actually it's funny because I'm promoting the business and I don't even know what's in that pink drink, but honey, it is working for me and it's cured my hangry. So it's evened out my blood sugar levels and I'm just dropping weight like crazy. So at my first sip and see, Emily almost died when I set everybody down in my great room right over here. And I said, we're going to do a business together. And I want everyone here. I know you're here to learn about the products, but I'm here to build a team of about 20 women. And we're going to run with this and we're going to make some money and we're going to have some fun along the way. So, and Emily is looking at me like, holy moly, what's going on here? So, my biggest, I think, with people is be excited about what you're sharing and be excited about saying, let's do this together. Let's build a little community where we meet once a week. We just started doing sip and sees on Thursday night at my home, and now we're going to start doing them for the girls that just went silver on my team. We're going to start hosting them at their house. And that really gets people excited about, okay, we're meeting together as a group. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a little bit of a party environment to get people more knowledgeable about the product, but also to say, hey, come along and let's see what we can do with this together. Because I'm very new at it. I really don't know how to do this. And so I said, we'll learn this together. What I'm not good at yet is product knowledge, but one of the girls that just went silver on my team who will be in Hawaii, her name is Jamie, and she has treated breast cancer holistically. And I knew immediately when Brooke says, if you're inspired, if someone comes to your mind and you're inspired, talk to that person, because they're coming to in my experience with life, there's no coincidences when it comes to meeting people. You're put in people's life for a reason, and they're put into your life for a reason. And I feel like Emily and I were an answer to each other's prayer. And then Jamie, who has struggled with her health, perfect fit. She's in my life for a reason as well. Our husbands have been great friends for a long time. And we've known each other, and this is a perfect fit for her, and I knew that immediately. So when you think of someone and you are prompted, open up your mouth. Don't be and actually no embarrassment ever or no shame ever about saying, I'm a woman and I want to make some money. I mean, would men ever be ashamed of this? No. So I love that everything in Plexus is empowering women. I love that it started out as a breast health company. I love that it is all about getting healthy and feeling better. And so any of my advice that I can give so far is just get on someone's level and be genuine. When people feel like you genuinely care about them and you want to have fun with them and you want to have a relationship with them, they automatically say, you know what? Let's do this together. And so I just feel like, number one, be genuine. And, for me, I want to help people not just get better health and look better, but I want to help women be able to support their family if something happened to their husband. I want to be able to support, my charities more. And so, whatever you're passionate about, everybody could use an extra $500 a month. Not to say an extra $10,000 a month, but, just start with that. Who couldn't use an extra $500? What could you do with an extra $500 a month?
I want you guys to literally write down what she's saying, because this is exactly how she talks to the people that she signs up. So, she sounds like she's just talking to you guys so freely because we're here in our nice plexus bubble and everyone's a lover and she talks like this to people when she's signing them up. I've stood there and watched her do this, and she just sits there and she's like, girl, you're going to love the product. The product is amazing. I don't know why it works, but it does. And gosh, this is about women and a women's company and gut health, and everybody needs that. And gosh, if you just want to, who doesn't want to make a couple extra $100 a month? We're just going to be doing this together and it's so fun. This is how she talks to people. And you can do this too. And maybe your personality is not like Bev's or not like Christy's or not like Brooke's. You can still write down some of these phrases and practice using them. Bev, yes. What other things do you say to people when you're signing them up like this? I'm loving everything that you're saying, so just keep talking.
Well, another thing is, I really feel like people, when you have a testimony of something, like at the football game this last Saturday, my son is playing football, and two of the ladies there, you noticed I had lost a little weight. So, find kind of what your niche is, in my opinion. If it's weight loss, gut health, anxiety, depression, everyone has something that they're struggling with. One of the ladies on the sideline has is a type 2 diabetic. The other lady just has struggled kind of up and down like myself with her weight. I don't know any woman over 40. I know a lot of y'all are young little whippersnappers still looking real cute in your size 2s, but there will come a day that just won't happen quite so easily. And so every woman over 40 or 45, they're getting into premenopause. And so everybody needs to lose a few lbs, okay? Let's just iron it out. So when I was talking to them, just immediately, like Brooke and Emily have both said, find something that they need, a need that everyone is needing a solution for a problem. And there's not one person that doesn't have either a financial problem, a health problem, an anxiety or depression problem. So try to find some common ground with that. Emily, I enjoy cooking a lot because I'm from the South. And so Emily, we connected with her doing a cooking show. So, genuinely just kind of get to know that person, I think, first and foremost. And then, like Brooke said, and Emily said, assess what that need is, what they're looking for in their life. Because everybody's missing a puzzle piece. Everybody is searching for a puzzle piece to give them that inner peace, to give them something that is a little more fulfilling. I'm driven by work. I love to work. I'm a person that likes things moving. So, for me, the business side was more, not to put down Plexus in all the products. I did need the products, but I loved the business side. I was like, all right, this is great. So don't be ashamed of sharing the business side, because a lot of people, even if they don't need the money, they might need the community. They might need an extra source of income. One of the ladies at my Sip and See who we're getting her going, hopefully we'll get her silver, Michelle Larson. She doesn't need money at any level, plenty of money. Just bought a second home in Santa Barbara. But she loves doing energy work and yoga. And she thinks this would be a great fit, gut health and getting healthy, for her, what she already enjoys doing for free with people. So, you know, it's not about the money or curing, you know, an illness. Everybody really is looking for a puzzle piece to their life. So I think just trying to connect with that person, and I don't know, I might not be able to do, you never know what's going to happen next month. I've only been doing this a month, but I can already feel that it's a really good fit for me. And so I hope that helps. I don't know, Emily.
That was perfect, Bev. I mean, I am like, my messenger is flooding right now of, oh my gosh, I love her. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet her in person. Like, you are just speaking. The thing that I love the most about your attitude is, I think, and I was talking about this with you at your house today, is that I think in especially my age group, in that 35-year-old age group, there's a couple of things going on. Number one, we don't want to look like we want more. And we want to be, you know, happy and satisfied with what we have. And so that's a hard transition for some women to say, I want more, and it's okay to want more. And I can still be a feminine woman who is, you know, spiritual and a woman of God who wants these things.
Absolutely.
And I think that because we have that tendency, whether it's just the way that we grew up or the generation that we're in, I think so many of us are a little bit hesitant to go bold with the business right out of the gates. And I say this all the time to you, especially Bev, as I say, this stuff wouldn't bother me if I was 45.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it's only bothering me because I'm an insecure 35-year-old. Dang it. And
yeah, but you really can overcome that. Age is a beautiful thing with that, I will say. But I even have a huge, in my kids' bathroom on their wall, it says, be bold in huge letters. Because if you don't ask for what you want, if any of you have ever heard the great scripture, ask and you shall receive. And if you never ask and you never open your mouth, you will never know what could happen next. So be bold. And, you know, hey, I've had lots of people say, you know what, Bev, that's not for me. And that's okay. But don't let that hold you back from being bold with someone else. I mean, don't let that stop you, because you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You're just not. It's not going to happen with every single person you extend the invitation to. But don't let that deter you too much. You know, just get right back up on the horse and get riding again, because there are going to be people that are going to tell you. I mean, I bet 20 people tell me no and 20 people tell me yes in the same month. So, you know, just go for it. And I'm impressed with how young and bold you women are. So don't let that deter you.
Oh, Bev, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this to all lead us straight into your first step toward Ruby Retreat. Everyone on this call is capable of achieving this. And as you are bold and you ask, ye shall receive. We're just going to end on that note. Let's go get OAHU together, guys. Fist bump. Awesome. All right. See you on OAHU, guys.
Bye, guys. Good luck. Get there. We'll see you on Oahu.